Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I am Liz Quinn, your Star Scentsy consultant. So today what I have for you is a combined video. At the beginning of this video, we're going to discuss the discontinuing items for this catalog, which will be ending the last day of February 2024. The second half of this video will be warmers that I have here on this table that I would consider to be good recommendations in one category or another as warmers that I would buy either for performance, looks, a combination of both, or other factors that we will discuss. So if you are more into the discontinued items, let's do the first half, and if you would like warmer awards or warmer performance specs, so to speak, and of course, disclaimer, this is only my experience with these warmers in my own home. So various people in various places will give you different feedback on different warmers for different reasons, and I cannot know exactly what this will or will not do in your own home. So let's start with our discontinued items list, and then we'll get into all those warmers. And a couple of those are here in this list. Now, I looked all over my house for the mini that is called the Golden Scallops, and I do also have the Gatsby downstairs in a bin, and I did not grab that either. But there are 3 mini warmers. There are a couple of $35 warmers, a $40 warmer, all the way up to a $140 diffuser with shade, that these are all going away. Then we'll talk about all of the bars, and you can get this discontinued items list out there on the internet. Just Google, I think, discontinuing for spring summer 2024 Scentsy items list, and that'll be there for you. But let's start with the diffusers. I don't often talk to you guys about our oils section, our oil blends, all that kind of thing that's here in the catalog, but we have gorgeous premium diffusers. This one's not going away. This wonderful rattan type shade is going to be there, but you can get a base which has a bunch of LED options with the lighting, and then you can get different shades, or if you don't want to pay that much because those are very pricey, you can also, I've got my spreadsheet thing popping out here, you can also get a deluxe diffuser. Now again, this is not going away. This would be 10% off in the catalog this month, though, for February. This one, this combo, because you have to buy the base and the shade separate or together, depending on if you already have either or. This one should be 10% off as a whole unit. And it just goes on and on. So the Ascend and the Reflect, I believe, are the ones that are going away. Yes. So the Ascend shade is 60, and the Reflect shade is 60, and then the whole thing would be 140, and I believe they're 10% off. So this one here and this one here are what we are going to lose. They are very beautiful, and we are getting the coolest coolest diffuser shade. And if I was an oils type person, the diffuser shade we are getting in the next catalog totally screams me. But anyway, so you can consider that if you were looking for a little bit off on something that is more expensive like this. The Ascend is absolutely beautiful. I'm surprised that they're discontinuing it. I think that this pearlescent sort of geometric-y thing here is absolutely stunning. But anyway, those are the first things that are on sale. So then we will have the $60 warmers that are going away, the Blue Twirl and the Pearlescent Petals. I have the Blue Twirl here, and I will demonstrate these warmers at the end. But that is one of my favorite things that is retiring. And in the catalog, I'm hoping that there's a picture of the Pearlescent Petals, which I never bought because it really doesn't go with my home. It's very pastelish. It is absolutely stunning. If you like pastel, our inlaid warmers that have the mosaic tiles are beast performers, guys. So here is the one that is going away, as well as the Blue Twirl, which I don't know if we have a picture of it here, but I do have it. I'll light it up later, but this one's the Blue Twirl. This is one of my favorite warmers that they're getting rid of. So those are to note, and that is in the $60 price point, so that'll be 10% off. Then in the $55 warmers, we've got the Crystal Ice. This is where it gets to be quite a few. The Little Mermaid Disney one, if you like Disney, that is a gorgeous warmer that throws beautiful wave-like shadows. Heart to Heart, that's behind me. The only reason this is retiring is because it's the Charitable Cause warmer. It's fantastic. I could not rate that higher for looks, performance, and just, I love the glow on those white bisque warmers. Summer Rain, now again, just like the Pearlescent Petals, that is a knockout, gorgeous warmer. I just never bought it because I knew I would struggle using it in my decor in my own home. But here's the Summer Rain, and this thing glows the most amazing rain pattern with this warm iridescent thing. It's incredible. That is a warmer to get. Then we've got the Zebra Safari, which I had at one time and I really didn't use it, so I got rid of that. That one's really cool. And in the $50, we've got Along the Seafloor, Country Sunshine, which is this cute little watering can, Crushed Diamond, which used to be really popular. That one's very glam. The Disney Mickey and Minnie, Love Lives Here, What You Make It, and then in $45 warmers, we've got Charred. I'm hoping to find you a picture of that. Home at Last, which is a really tall, thin warmer we've had for years that would go very well in the country kitchen. $40 mark, we've got the Dreamcatcher going away. In the $35 mark, we have Love Your Journey, Southern Hospitality, and then I kind of started this video talking about my favorite mini warmer, which is the Golden Scallops, the Gatsby, and the Believe in Your Dreams. And then more of them. Live Simply, just the minis going away, not the full size. Pretty in Purple, Take Me Home, which is a cute little house, but I found it awkward to work with. Even though I liked the way it looked, I wouldn't buy that one again. And then To the Beach and Back. And then in diffusers, wall fan diffusers, I'm sorry. Disney Mickey Mouse, Disney Minnie, the Princess ones, the Winnie the Pooh, the $15 mini fan diffuser in silver, and then our normal, what we've always known as the large round cotton cleanups that were $10 a bag. They're already totally out of stock. You can't get any. But those are discontinued for good because we're getting some smaller size for a better price that will fit in either a large or a small dish. And I think they will be much more versatile because these dishes, yes, that large cotton cleanup fit in them, but then you had half of the cotton cleanup left that you had to somehow awkwardly figure out how to use it because the wax would get soaked up in there, but there'd still be a lot of cotton left that you didn't really use. It was kind of an awkward shape. I think the smaller ones will be much better. So those are all gone. Let's see if I can find any of the other warmers that are really eye-catching. Okay, here's the Golden Scallops, and like I said, I'm sorry that I don't know where it is. That's beautiful. Only the dark Gatsby, the Pearl Gatsby's staying, but the dark greenish olive tinged Gatsby's leaving. And what else do we have here that's going away? Just the Live Simply, the baby size one. So this little guy's going away. This one's going away. This is really cute. Like I said, it's tall and thin, almost like a jar. It'd be great in a country kitchen. That one's going away. And you can just look on the website. The couple of the sayings ones, the Life is What You Make It, and then the Love Lives Here, which is sort of a really interesting dark color. Those are all leaving. So those are the warmers. And like I said, I really wanted to show you more, but all I could dig up out of my collection is the Blue Twirl, which I will demonstrate. If you are on the fence about getting that, a lot of times the ones that discontinue will roll over into clearance or you'll see them in a flash sale. But if you really love one of the ones that's discontinuing, I would strongly recommend you just buy it at 10% off right now because you just never know. Anyway, let's move on to the scent list. So these are the ones that are going away as of now in bars. Many of these will return next fall, but we never know which ones. So this is where Scentsy Club comes in. If you've not heard about Scentsy Club, you can go back on my channel and watch many of my hauls where I try to do a perfunctory description of how the club system works. At the beginning of every video, at some point I need to do an updated one of how I edit my own club and how club works. I'll get there at some point. But if you really, really love a scent that's on this list, there's no guarantee it will come back next year. It probably will. I don't even know what the percentage of bars that return is, but my guess is about 75% of these will come back, but that other 25% won't, so you just never know which one it's going to be. So let's start at the beginning. Apple and cinnamon sticks, I do not have that one, and I will tell you which ones I've clubbed out of this list. I do not have that one in my club. I have a couple bars of it. It's very nice. If it doesn't come back next fall, I won't cry. That one is just a really nice white oak, cinnamon, pumpkin. No, it's white pumpkin and oak and cinnamon scent. It is more savory than it is sweet apple cinnamon, though, I will say that. Apple cherry strudel, that one goes in my club every single year. It's fantastic. It's a bakery bar from where I feel like Scentsy had its high point with bakery, which was about 4 to 5 years ago, where whoever was doing those bakery blends really did it in a way my nose preferred to a lot of what they do now. So I always put that one away, and who knows if that'll be back next year because it's been around for a long time. That is the sweetest cherry and apple scent you will ever run into with gorgeous, like flaky pastry in the background. It's phenomenal, but it doesn't last a long time. And then the other thing about putting it in a club, if you are starting a club for the first time, maybe you just want quarterly, because you can do quarterly, bi-monthly, or monthly. If you think you're going to burn through a lot of a scent, put in more bars to begin with in that club than you think you will consume within that period of time. You can always take bars out. You cannot add extras after they have retired. I wish they would change that, but it's just the way it is. So let's say you think in one whole year, if you do quarterly, you're going to get 4 shipments in a year, unless you skip one, and that's a whole other thing that you can look at Scentsy Club videos so I can explain that. Let's say that you think you're going to go through 8 bars of apple cherry strudel in a year. You would want to do 2 bars for every quarterly shipment so that that's pretty even in your consumption. Or for me, oftentimes on the off season, I will stack bars that are not something that's super appealing right now, but I will be melting them in 6 months, like Lush Gardenia. That's super strong. That retired last spring, summer. It was a huge heartbreak for most people. It's a very strong bar. 3 a year does me fine because I usually skip 1 quarterly and 1 bi-monthly. And if I had it to do over again, would I jack that up to 2 bars of Lush Gardenia quarterly? Probably not, but there are other bars that maybe I would, like Summer Holiday. I really should have put that in at 2 bars quarterly because I end up hoarding it instead of melting it. You know, that's how it goes with wax people. So then we've got Arctic Kiss. That's the third one here. This is like a melon and marshmallowy vanilla clouds and mint thing. It's gorgeous, really strong. If you love it, please club it. Ariel Under the Sea, and most of the Disney bars are getting switched out because all we're going to have in the new catalog is Harry Potter's Wizarding World, the Stitch and Angel bars, which are very popular, and Winnie the Pooh, which thankfully just stays in. The name of the Winnie the Pooh bar isn't that, but it's got Pooh on the cover, and he's fantastic and very cuddly. And we're getting a new Winnie the Pooh warmer, you guys. I'm so excited about that. But anyway, Ariel Under the Sea is very fresh and clean. That will be going away unless you club it around the campfire. I always club this. The year that they brought this out, I so fell in love with it, and I just have to have my bars. That's another one, though, where 3 bars a year is fine. I don't need to double that up in my quarterly club, and I don't really need to have it in my bi-monthly because I don't melt that much of it, but it's one where I have to have it. So that is a nice smoky wood scent, and it is just beautiful. Good mixer, too. Autumn Hearth. Here is one that I think I threw in my bi-monthly. This is really more of an apple and cinnamon scent to me than apple and cinnamon sticks. This is warm, it's glowy, it's got the most gorgeous tonka bean and apple and spice blend. It's so good. Autumn Road Trip. Now, last year, I put Autumn Road Trip in my quarterly. Bad idea. I wasn't sure whether it was coming back or not, so I got really nervous, like, is 3 bars per fall going to do it for me? It did not. And it did come back, but I learned my lesson. I put that in my bi-monthly. That's 5 bars a year. If I skip one of the shipments, it would be 6 total if I didn't. I'm good. But if I was really an Autumn Road Trip addict, I might put in 2 bars bi-monthly. That would give me 10 a year, you know. And with the way I melt wax, I don't really need that much, but the security blanket is there like you want it. So 1 bar bi-monthly, Autumn Road Trip, that's what I'm doing. Then we've got Autumn Sunset. I am letting that bar go. It's just one where I don't melt it very much. It's a total OG. I would really be shocked if it came back next year, but I was shocked it came back last year. So it's very much like their basic cinnamon scents, except you add some pumpkin and this deep dark something or other that I always think sort of reminds me of pomegranate juice, but it's not in the description, and I do not reach for that when I should, so I don't need to club it. It's super strong, excellent performer, very classic scent. If you love it, do club it, because you just never know when they're going to get rid of that one. Then we've got Black Currant and Plum. If you love this, you need to club this. I don't know how well it sold. It would be on its 3rd season if it makes it back next year, but I don't think it's going to, so I would put a warning on that one. If you love it, put that away or buy tons, because I think that one's going to retire. Blackberry Spice. Now here is one. I wish I knew it was super popular, because last year I clubbed it bi-monthly, found I had a little too much, so this time I clubbed it quarterly. I think I'll reach for a couple bars over the summer because it's a warm and cozy spice and blackberry scent. It's beautiful, but I'm not quite as in love with it as I was a couple seasons ago when it was brand new, but it's really good. I don't know whether that one will come back or not. Candy Cane Buttercream. Totally not my thing. I have bars from its 1st season as a Senspirations. It's kind of a weak performer, not as exciting. Like, if you want a good mint scent, get Mary Cookie from November. I'm letting that one go. Caramel Apple Craze. My younger daughter used to be very much into the wax like I am, but she's sort of sworn off it now for the greener pastures of diffusing oils. So I'm not clubbing it because I like it, but I would not cry if it doesn't come back, and I also think it's super duper popular. So that one is Apple. and caramel and vanilla, and it's fantastic. And if you love caramel apple, please club it so you don't have a Scentsy heartbreak next fall, but I'm thinking that one's coming back. Cashmere and corduroy. I always club this because I melt it all year. It is one of the best bars Scentsy has produced in the last, I don't remember what year it came out, I'd say last 5 years. It has this super complex, very long-lasting, beautiful scent that throws like a champ and is just phenomenal. So that always goes in my bi-monthly. Cedar cider. Here is a classic that I would cry a river if they pulled it. So I always put this one in, and I don't know where I put it last year, but it's going bi-monthly this year. That is a warm cedar and vanilla and very much like harvest spices, and there's some subtle apple in it. It's one of the best bars, you guys. Oh, Christmas Cottage. Now, here is one of those where people talk about the brick curse. And that is that if Scentsy makes it into brick for an LTO, then they're going to pull it. I don't know that we need to worry about that with the 3 bricks that they're retiring them, but I mean, they could retire anything. You cannot say as a consultant with any confidence that a scent is coming back next season. But Christmas Cottage, Pumpkin Roll, and Very Snowy Spruce, they offered them in the fall winter catalog as a brick and as a bar. I don't know if it was sort of a pilot program to see if bricks should be offered in the catalog, but we're not getting them spring summer, so I'm not sure how this went. So Christmas Cottage, Pumpkin Roll, Very Snowy Spruce. Christmas Cottage is one of those extremely popular classic scents for Christmas. The only reason that I can say I just never know what's retiring is that 3 seasons ago now, Cozy Fireside, which had been a classic staple in the catalog for over 10 years that I had been a Scentsy customer, they just got rid of it. And Christmas Cottage is more popular than Cozy Fireside was, but if it is your ride or die for Christmas, just put it in your club to have some sanity, because you just never know what Scentsy's going to do. Cider Mill. I always club that because if they get rid of it, it would be a heartbreak for me. That is the nicest, smoothest, middle of the fall, classic fall scent. It is smooth cider, gentle spices, very crowd pleasing. Most people absolutely love it. It's so good. Cinnamon Bear, I always club that because I love classic spice scents. And at least on YouTube, people are always picking on this beautiful bar. And I just don't know if at some point they will pull it. It's usually a bestseller. My director's always telling me that it sells well, so probably not. But I also don't want to be out of it in the summer because I'm one of those weirdos that melts spice all year, so I put that in. It's just plain old, beautiful, smooth cinnamon. Cinnamon Pine Cones. Definitely clubbing this. I think I'm putting that in my quarterly. Mixing that 50-50 with Very Snowy Spruce is one of my favorite Christmas scents of all time now. So this is like a balsam and pine cones and heavy cinnamon scent. Very nice. Cloven cinnamon. Now, if I had to choose between Cinnamon Bear and Cloven cinnamon personally, Cloven cinnamon wins out because I like cloves even better mixed with my cinnamon than straight cinnamon, but I put them both in my bi-monthly. Cozy Cardigan. Here's another bar which last year I was worried it would retire. It didn't. So I have fought with myself, do I club this or not? I'm going to throw it in my quarterly for now and think about it. This is the loveliest rose, silk, and suede scent. If you haven't tried it, it's a really good one for a cold early spring day because it gives you the cuddle factor without being as heavy as a lot of winter scents. It is so, so nice. Cranapple Crumble. Now this is one, I'm not going to club it, but I have enjoyed it more this year than I did the year that it came out. The oils kind of figured themselves out and settled after several months. So if you didn't like Cranapple Crumble when it first came out, maybe try it again this month before you give it not enough attention, and maybe it doesn't come back next fall winter season and you miss it. Now here's one of the new ones. 10 new releases. Most of the time they all come back, but we've gotten a glimpse of the spring summer catalog that starts March 1st. 2 of last year's spring summer new releases are not there, and that would be Sugar Blossom and Soak and Raise. So I can't promise you that Cranberry and Cardamom will be back next fall. The logical answer is yes, because it was a runaway hit, but I just don't know. So if that is like your ride or die bar from the new releases, put it in your club or get a bunch. That is a really nice mix of juicy cranberry and cherry, and then gorgeous smooth cardamom. Disney's Mickey and Minnie ones, the Disney Mickey Mouse and Friends, that's leaving. Disney Oh Boy is leaving. Disney Princess True Love Await is leaving. Disney Totally Minnie is leaving. All of those are sweet, some variation of sweet and candy-ish or sweet and fruity. If you love any of them, I don't think we'll see those back in the near future, so make sure you club those because those should be retiring for real. So then we have we did the Disney's Eucalyptus Wreath. I love eucalyptus wreath. I put it in my quarterly because I don't melt a lot of it. But that is one, a lot of people just sort of ignore it. It's not like Just Breathe at all. It's much softer. It has this lovely mint and juniper and crisp quality. And it's stinking gorgeous. So that one's safely in my quarterly. I just won't use a lot of it. Fall Feelin'. Now, here is the one that I've talked about all season. It went up and down and back up again in my own estimation. I got several bars, threw it in my quarterly because I don't know if a lot of other people liked it. I'm going to melt it again next fall, see if I'm still in love with it, possibly pull it from my club if I'm not, but I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to club it because I'm feeling like that might be another Sugar Blossom or Soaking Rays situation. Falling Apples. I don't like this one, which is weird because it should, on paper, be something I adore, but I just don't, so I don't usually even talk about it. It is a really nice apple and wood scent. I think it even has a touch of lavender in the background, but there's just something about it that I don't like in my house. A lot of my friends do, though, so if you like oaky, woody apples, but there's no sweetness. See, I like a couple of the ones they retired the last couple of seasons, like Orchard Apple and Spice. Oh my gosh, I have a bunch of it still in the basement, but that was good. I don't like Falling Apples. Farm Stand Pumpkin. I always club Farm Stand Pumpkin. It is gorgeous, but it's soft, so I need bi-monthly for my frequency because there's just not enough volume of bars if it were to retire if I don't have at least 5, because I'm going to need 1 or maybe 2 the day that I want to melt that to really make my house smell like it. It's a soft, sweet, slightly caramel and cinnamon pumpkin that to me smells all the world like the pumpkin is sitting on a load of fresh hay. It's just gorgeous. It's not in the notes, but that's what I smell. First day of fall. Now, it's funny, this is sort of everybody's favorite fall scent, and people get all excited about melting it on the first day of fall. Number 1, I always forget when the first day of fall is, and number 2, every time I melt this, I'm like, yeah, I like it, but I don't love it. So if it lives to fight another season, I will definitely get a couple, but I don't club it. So it's more of like a nutmeg, golden woods, and pumpkin-y smell. I think it's the sharpness I don't care for. Fluffy Fleece. I don't like this as a bar. It's fabulous as laundry. It's got heliotrope and these musky notes, almost kind of like you went to Granny's house and then had a laundry bubble bath. It's good, but it's not as good to me as Jammy Time, but I even have too much Jammy Time in wax, so I don't buy that anymore either because I've got bricks that I'm not even using. But club that one if you love it. Frosted Cedar. That one's new. It was crazy popular. I think that's coming back for sure, but if you love it, club it. Frosted Vanilla. I don't know how well that sold this year. That's 2 years old now. It would be a 3rd season next fall, winter. Very sophisticated, unusual scent with the birch and a little bit of mint and the vanilla. If you love that, I would put that in your club to safekeep it. Frosty Air. That one's brand new, and it's like this Lily of the Valley and the laundry scent. It's good. Like, I didn't need any more. I think I still only have a couple cubes of my very first bar from my consultant kit. Gimme Candy. Club that if you love it. They put it in as an LTO that was then revisited in the catalog this last fall. I would be very sad for you if you love that if you don't put it in your club because it was very good, and I don't know whether it will be back next year or not. Golden Garland is new release. I don't know if it was popular enough. I have several bars I didn't even melt. I'm not going to club that. It's kind of a little bit more mild version, somewhat like Fall Feelin', but it's also like a couple of our other bars that we've had, sort of like Rustic Lodge a little bit, which was a BB&B last year. They're really good, but anyway, not my favorite. It was good. Huckleberry Hideaway. I hate this bar. I don't know why it's back. It's sharp. It's aggressive. It's got huckleberries and pine cones. And like, I know my director loves this, so Jennifer, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but I don't like that one. Club it if you love it. Make Me Snickerdoodle. That was our really rather mild-mannered new bar for bakery this last fall, winter. I don't know whether it'll be back or not. I won't cry if it isn't. Maple Apple Bourbon. Oh, one of my loves. This goes in my quarterly every year because I don't melt a lot of it, but it is a bar I would be so sad to not have one to reach for when I'm in the mood. So it's sweet and strong with the maple, the apple, and the bourbon. Every year I think it's going to be gone and it's still in the catalog, but I just do not risk that this coming year will be the time it's retired. Midnight Mahogany. Very beautiful scent that was new last fall, winter. I do better when I mix it with Hemingway because it doesn't really like my house as far as performance. It's very subtle, but it's really elegant. And that one, The Midnight Mahogany, if that performs well for you and you also like blackcurrant and plum, those would be very good alternate warmers. And if you like that type of scent, maybe club those, because we don't get a lot of classy woody smells, and both of those are sort of on the hinge of that. The blackcurrant and plum, I know that sounds fruity, but it's a very tailored, deep, sharp fruit. Good smell. Palo Santo and cinnamon. This is one I was like so excited about last fall, and I've still got bars I haven't melted through, so I'm not going to save it. It'll probably come back next year. We don't know. Perfect Day. I just think this one's weird. I don't tend to like most of Scentsi's pear scents. My favorite of all time is Honey Pear Cider, which of course I didn't club the year it died, and at least I can get that in flash sales now. Perfect Day is sort of like you went to a late summer, how do I even describe this scent? You went to a late summer orchard where it's turning to fall and you can get your pears, but you brought your margarita with you. This is the weirdest smell. And there is margarita in the notes. I'm not crazy. And it's in the triangle of scent pyramid type thing they gave us ages ago. I don't think it's in the catalog, but trust me, there is lime margarita in all of the scent notes, and that's why it's so odd. Perfect Peppermint. We always get that back. It's totally a classic. If you love peppermint, maybe put that in your club, but between that and Candy Cane Buttercream, I think Candy Cane Buttercream's a lot more at risk of going away. Polar Bear Hug. This is a classic. I argue with myself every year because I don't melt much of it, and I don't think I'm going to club it, but if it's gone next season, I will cry. It's so nice. It's like a beautiful, wintry, floaty body care scent. Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl always goes in my club. I do not care that I've got like every kind of bakery scent known to man that Scentsi's ever made shoved in my bi-monthly. That's almost everything that's in there now is bakery and spice. This is too good to not club. I don't care if Scentsy brings it back for the next 10 years. It will always go in my club, because the other thing is I like it in the summertime. So it's the best, richest, most decadent, cinnamony, swirly pumpkin. Oh, it's so good, you guys. Can you tell I like that one? Now, Pumpkin Roll is the next one down. I don't normally club that because between that and Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl, I melt Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl much more in the course of a year. But because Scentsy has given us those wonderful bricks, I have 2 big old bricks of Pumpkin Roll, and even if they retire it, I'll have enough for a long time. So the difference between them is Pumpkin Roll's a lot more like a cupcake or a really rich bakery smell, where Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl is more heavy on the frosting and really like a pumpkin cinnamon roll rather than cake. Red Currant Wreath. This is actually my favorite of all of the new releases. I'm not going to club it because I didn't use it very much. I don't know whether it will be back next year or not. But when I say it's my favorite, it isn't emotional for me. Whereas the fall feeling, I'd be mad if they get rid of it and I don't have more. And I do not know how to explain to you, certain scents are emotionally connected to you. And you just smell that and go, oh, that makes me happy. And I personally probably say that nostalgia or emotional heartstring pulling factor is the highest for me when it comes to what I club and what I don't. Second would be performance, and third would be maybe an unusual scent profile. But if it is something that I just don't think I can get again, I am going to put those emotional heartstring pulling ones in my club. So saying all that, Red Currant Wreath's awesome. I really like it, but it doesn't make me cry if it doesn't come back next year, even though I like it a lot. Salted Caramel Toffee. That one is phenomenal, and I really enjoy the scent, but it doesn't throw very well. So I'm not going to club it. I have a few. I know in the middle of the summer I will want gooey rich toffee. Now I have found out that I have an in with my mother-in-law in her club, so I can get another caramel scent I like even better from her, so I'm okay. But if you like just a good, smooth, middle of the road, like tailored toffee, you really can't do better than Salted Caramel Toffee. I just don't melt a lot of it, even though I think it's amazing. Scarlet Sunflower. Now, we are not getting Here Comes the Sunflowers back this spring, guys. So if you love a sunflower scent and you missed the boat on Here Comes the Sunflower, please do club Scarlet Sunflower. They're similar enough. They're not exactly the same. Personally, I'm willing to let go of both. I liked Here Comes the Sunflowers a little bit better, but I don't know if that was sort of a scent trend, doing sunflowers in the catalog, so we'll see if this makes it next year. It's really, really nice, though. If you struggle with fall-winter scents and you prefer your florals, Scarlet sunflower would be a good thing to either buy a bunch of or club, or if you haven't tried it, please try it. It's really elegant. So it has the sunflower note, it's got cranberry, it's got apple, it's loveliness. Okay, then Scary Good. I have a good friend who's one of my customers. She's also a wonderful woman in my church. We go back and forth on like what is the best pumpkin scent. For her, it is totally Scary Good, and the other one she loves is Warm Pumpkin Drizzle. She has those in her club. But I did find out the hard way that she doesn't have enough of either of them to actually feel like she can share with me. So now Warm Pumpkin Drizzle, I already missed the boat on that. But do I want to club Scary Good, which unlike your pumpkin cinnamon swirl or your pumpkin roll or your farm stand pumpkin, this is super spicy. It's intense. Where the others all have sort of a bakery lushness, the Scary Good is the spiciest with a smoky butterscotch on the back end. I also literally bought 10 of first day of fall. So I've got pumpkin like up to my eyeballs. I think I have 4 or 5 bars in the basement. And probably what I will do with Scary Good is buy 2 or 3 more before the end of February and just, think that it'll come back in 2 years. Because I know Tracy's not going to help me out in the future because she melts too many of her own. But that's really, really good if you would prefer super spicy and intense rather than creamy bakery with your pumpkin. That is such a good bar. But you got to make cuts somewhere. My clubs are already too big. Silver Bells. I always club this. It's too unique. It's too special. It's too gorgeous. And then I don't even melt a lot of it until January usually because I tend to melt mostly spice and tree and oranges and things like that before Christmas. So then after Christmas, I then clean up on all the Christmassy bars I didn't melt before Christmas is actually here. So Silver Bells is pear and peppermint and just the most beautiful, like vanilla musk. It is gorgeous, you guys. You got to club that. It is such a classic. I don't know if it'll come back next year. Sips of Cider. Here's a weird bar. It's sharp, it's tart. I get in the mood for it, so I actually have one that I stashed because I wouldn't guarantee you this will come back next year. But there are lots of other scents in here that I like more. It's kind of like Fall Feelin', and between the two, I certainly prefer Fall Feelin' because that one, Fall Feelin', has juniper. It's woodsier, whereas the Sips of Cider is more spicy and sharp, but it's more of like a cardamom and ginger and cranberry and blood orange thing. It's unique. I don't hate it. Like between that and blood orange spice, I'll take Sips of Cider any day, but I don't love it either. Snowberry. Now this is an interesting bar that 2 years ago they got rid of it for fall winter. They brought it back this season. I don't know whether it'll be back next season, so if Snowberry's your ride or die, please club it. That is unusual with like peppermint and a little bit of cinnamon, loganberry, and strawberry. It's really weird, but it's really good, and it's totally a Scentsy classic. If that is your car bar, which for some people, that's all they ever put in their car, Lisa Roberry's like that, you better stock up on your Snowberry car bars because if they retire it again, people will be so upset. Velvet Moon, I really wanted to like this bar, and I even went through a phase over last summer where I enjoyed the clams that I had, but I tried melting it again this winter, and I do not like it. It's musky, it's floral, it's very, very heavy, and, just not my thing, but some people love that, and I would think that'll come back next year. Very Snowy Spruce. Now, here's another one of those Curse of the Brick deals. Very Snowy Spruce is probably the most popular pine-type scent we've ever made by far. It appeals to everyone because it's spruce, it's amber, it's pine cones, it's really, really lovely, but it came in a brick. So is it safe to not club it? I have no idea. I got 2 bricks because I like so many different pine, balsam, and spruce scents that I would not absolutely cry as long as I had a brick stash if that retired, but they'd be nuts to retire that. It's so popular. And very last, Winter Berry Apple Tea. This is so popular. I really don't think they're going to get rid of it, but if this is your ride or die, please club it just because you never know. No scent is safe. No bar is guaranteed to come back next year. So that one's like cranberry and tea and spices and apples, and it's really, really, really nice bar. So that is everything that I want to talk about. There's also the oils list and the car bars and all that, and you can look at that online. So now, what do I have here on the table as far as some of them would be retiring, most of them are not. Some of them will be carrying over into our spring-summer catalog. I think most of these will. As far as these are warmers worth buying, in my opinion. And as I already stated earlier in this video, I cannot know how a warmer is going to work for you Just because something is awesome for me does not mean it's going to work for you. And I need to put that disclaimer out there in very large red letters, because I have had trouble in the past with people being upset that I recommended something highly and it just did not work for other people. And I just have no control over how it's going to do in your home. This is my opinion. So let's start out with what I think. This is not retiring. What I think is probably the absolute standout of looks, performance, and just freshness from our last new releases as far as warmers, spring, fall, winter this season. And that is going to be the Golden Meadow. This warmer is moving forward. So if you want it 10% off, you can get it this month. You can get it next month if you don't want to deal with it in February. This warmer is everything that a Scentsy Classic good warmer should be. It's 25 watts, it's white, it's ceramic, it's got wonderful vent holes out the back, it's got a good solid dish that fits 4 cubes. It's all the things that you want, and it's a pretty fair price. I don't remember how much this is. Let me look it up. So this would be my number one pick right now for looks, decent price, good performance, all the things. And it's 45. Yeah, so this is still a pretty fair price. This is really, really good. When it comes to my all-time favorite warmer of forever and ever and ever, if I was only going to own one warmer from Scentsy ever, this next one is it. And that is going to be, now, I have to plug each of these in, so just forgive me. All right, that's going to be our absolutely fantastic Alabaster. This is my favorite warmer for 8 million reasons. It's still a better price than most. It's 35 now. It used to be 30. It's a 25 watt warmer. It has the largest dish of anything except the Classic Curve, which is also excellent. I just don't care for the looks of it myself, but you want best price, best warmer of all time, it's definitely the Classic Curve. So this is really, really good, you guys, and I always recommend the Alabaster so highly. But if you want something that's a little bit different, and excuse me because my husband's coming in and I am not stopping the video today, I've got too many things to do. So if you want a warmer that is glass, there are a couple here. One of them is retiring that I really, really love. The first one that I have, and this is very much personal preference. Many people probably do not like this one. But this is the Tiger Jasper. I love this. It goes with the Tiger Eye Pumpkin that I had from a couple seasons ago for the fall. That was an amazing warmer too. I still have that. But this Tiger Eye Jasper, it throws well. It's very unique. I love the glow on this. They retired the Rock Quarry, which is another one that was pretty much the same style, but it was a little bit different in certain ways. This is fabulous. And I know the dish is a little bit odd, but you can just go and get a replacement dish on the website if you're worried about breaking it, and maybe this would be retired down the road. I love the rich tortoiseshell warmth of this. So that is one that I wanted to highly recommend that I believe is moving forward into the next catalog. Now, we will be losing this one, and this is the Blue Twirl. I looked at this for a couple years before I finally bought it for this last spring summer season, and I'm kind of sad that they're getting rid of it because it is so beautiful. And some of the glass warmers that are heavy enough like these, they still throw just fine. I know a lot of people freak out about glass warmers not performing as well. Look at that. Is this not gorgeous? Not performing as well as ceramic, but a lot of them are just fine, you guys. There really isn't any reason to stress. So this is gorgeous, and this one will be going away, so it's worth your while to pick it up now. So then another one that I rarely talk about because I just don't use it. I have it. I got it with Hostess credits for free, but I have it, but I don't really talk about it, is one of the best ones when it comes to throw that we have, and it's like its own mini sort of fish tank, and that is the Polar Panorama. And the dogs are having fun in the back, it looks like. There we go. All right, this is going to be almost impossible to see with the light on, but it gives you this really neat Northern Lights type glow, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's one of the more expensive ones, so 10% off this month is a bargain. So then this is new, this little guy, and I'm not going to plug this in. This is the Sedona Mini. Glass minis get such a bad rap. They aren't as good sometimes as your ceramic mini warmers for throw, but the beauty of this, to me, this just how pretty it is, how cheerful, kind of outweighs the fact that its performance, it's not terrible. It's not as bad as some of our glass warmers from the past. It does just fine, but if you like a nice, warm, cheerful glow for spring, summer, get this while it's 10% off this month. So then I have 2 more here that are minis that I would like to recommend. And for a glass warmer, I would say this next one I'm going to show you is actually very good. I got it in my kit last fall. And for my house, it is fabulous because it matches absolutely everything. I don't even remember what this one's called. Let me look it up. This is the Emerald Waves. It's beautiful. It's so pretty, you guys. And it's kind of subtle and almost more turquoise off. And it turns more greeny blue with a little bit of shading down here. This has been one of my most versatile warmers all season, and I had to put a plug in for this. And then last but not least, I wanted to show you one that is a classic kind of now in our catalog. This should move forward to next spring summer season, and this is the Lavender Love Mini. And this one would be very complementary with a warmer I don't own that's called the Perfect Poppy. I wanted to show you this because of the type of glow. The Perfect Poppy warmer does this too. See how it's got this really pretty peachy ceramic glowiness that is just, excuse me, happy, happy, happy. So this guy, and I put both of these on tabletop base to show you. Tabletop base is separate. You get it with the wall plug-in like I showed you with the Sedona. This would be $15 for the glass base. This would be $15 extra for the ceramic base. But this kind of glow, and so many people love this warmer, I wanted to recommend the Lavender Love at 10% off. So this is Elizabeth with Elizabeth Scenes and Scents. There are other warmers that are just as good. These are just a few that I really like. I love the Glimmer and Glow. I absolutely love the Forest Light that was new, but like that one would come in the middle for me. I think the looks and the performance are good enough to justify getting it. Is it quite as amazing as the Alabaster? No, but the Alabaster doesn't throw you an entire tree on the wall. So, you know, there's that too. So this is Elizabeth Quinn with Elizabeth Scenes and Scents. Think very carefully about what's retiring in February and what you need while we have our sale, and we'll be so excited to show you all the goodies that are coming March 1st. I did already order my kits. I just don't know when they're going to get here. So have a great day, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.